Okay, today we're talking about Bo Nickal, J'den Cox, and I think this is probably the most interesting one, Matt, because both you and I, we think we got good minds in wrestling, and I think both you and I are perplexed of what is actually going to take place in this match, because they wrestle very different styles, and they're both so elite at what they do. It's going to be very interesting to see what can happen.
Yeah, I mean, with the other breakdowns we've done, there's similarities or patterns where you know that they're gonna generally attract to certain situations. You know, a number of times throughout the match. In this match, they're so completely different. I mean, they're so diametrically opposed in their approach, their attack plans, everything.
And they're both so unique in what they do. So, I mean, J'den does J'den things where you're not really going to see. I mean, you're talking about the foot movement, right? Like, who else moves their feet like this that's a highly effective wrestler? And the answer is, I don't know anybody.
And Bo, on the other hand, is like, it seems a bit lackadaisical. He'll come out there and he'll just poke, he'll paw at you, and he's almost wrestling straight-legged, almost similar to like a European similar a lot of times. So even their styles, their movement, their flow and their motion during the match is completely different. And it's not something... Like with J'den especially, you can't time up when he's moving in and out. Like,
you can't.
What is he
doing?
And the same thing with Bo. It's like he's just slapping at you. He's not letting you grab him. He's not letting you get your feet set. He's just generally like keeping you off base just a little bit.
So I think that's the first thing, Matt, then is, will J'den be able to keep that space? He always wrestles from space. Will he be able to keep that space? Like we're talking about the movement. Or is Bo going to be able to? I mean, Bo, right, he's great from an underhook. He's great from an overhook. You definitely don't want to be here against Bo Nickal. He's going to throw you. He's great from over-under. He's great from a toe. He's great from all those positions. Will he actually be able to get in those positions against J'den Cox? And I think that's tough because J'den doesn't let anyone get. I mean, we talked specifically about how getting underhook, Matt. J'den Cox is like, whoop, whoop, he's gone. Yeah. Where'd he go? I don't know. I mean, he's out of underhooks like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's cleared the position before you've even been able to secure it.
Yes.
As soon as I get you in, you're out. Like, you're going.
Yeah, he flows to it.
And... you know, I think that's the other thing with Bo. He's looking these general things that'll annoy you or tick you off a little bit as he's pawing at you. It's like eventually, like as the opponent, it's like I got to grab this guy, I got to clear it, I got to knock it away. And typically, that's where he explodes in his overhook, his underhook. He'll hit his head outside from space.
Lefty high crotch.
Right, lefty high crotch. But a lot of that is contingent upon drawing a reaction from his opponent. And he's doing that just by pulling at you, slapping at you. And then as soon as you feel like you got to engage or you got to clear out, Nickal is so explosive. And he explodes to the position. He just doesn't feel them out. Typically, he explodes right through the positions.
So then the second one, and Matt, I guess this is number 2 and number 3, because this goes both ways. Bo Nickal is one of the best scramblers in the country. So is J'den Cox. J'den Cox is going to get to Bo Nickal's legs a couple times. What's going to happen when he gets there? Is J'den going to be able to finish cleanly like he does? He's so fundamental. Or is Bo going to be able to win the scramble? When Bo gets to, I think it's probably specifically going to be, like you said, the left-handed high crotch. Is Bo going to be able to finish like he does against most people? Or is J'den going to be able to scramble out of it? And when I think, it kind of makes my head hurt, right? When I think about what's going to happen, it kind of makes my head hurt because these guys are both so good at what they do. And it's tough to say, analyze this and say, oh, this is obviously going to happen. This is how it's going to go, because you don't know.
But at least with Cox, I think with Cox, we've seen him. He's got 3 world and Olympic medals, right? So we know exactly how he's going to execute and perform at the highest levels.
Yeah.
I think we know Bo is going to do that, but... We think. But the only in all of Bo's situations, we haven't seen him do it against the best guys in the world.
Yeah.
Now, and this is not a slight to the guys he's beaten, to Machiavello, to Martin in the past.
It's just different, Matt. J'den's got 3 world medals. Bo doesn't have any.
Right. So I think for me, the question is, how quickly will Bo be able to match J'den's intensity? And don't get me wrong. He wrestles with, I get it. He wrestles with Taylor. He wrestles with Kale. He wrestles with Barner every single day in practice. But going live on the big stage adds a different element of focus and intensity that he hasn't necessarily seen. And I know that it's coming from a guy that's a 3-time NCAA champ. But there's a big difference between the NCAA platform and the World Championship platform. I think he's going to jump there. I think he's going to be able to match his intensity. The other thing is, back to your point about we haven't seen Bo really finish on one of those high.
I mean, Jaden's got all kinds of tricks. He's got the splits. He's got the I mean, this guy's got Yanni-like balance on one leg. He's got the splits. He's got all kinds of different things. It's not just like, hey, when he shoots, you're going to see this one thing. And that's, Matt, that's if you get past his head hands, because it's almost at the world level. I mean, we just looked at, he got taken out one time in 4 matches at the World Championship last year.
1 takedown, 2 push-ups.
And I think in the Olympics in 16, he didn't even get taken down. Remember, he lost the 1-1 match in the semis. I mean, this guy, it is so almost impossible to even get to his legs.
So the thing with and this is the thing, this is all speculation.
Yes.
We spoke to certain levels of certainty with the other breakdowns and the other matches. We just don't know what's going to happen once these opportunities actually happen. I do think Nickal's going to get to Cox's legs, just like I think Cox will get to Nickal's legs. But when Bo gets to Cox's legs, it's hard to predict the outcome because Cox's defense is so unconventional. Like you said, he's splitting his legs. He's, kicking out. He's doing different things, let alone just beating his head and hands.
Yeah.
There's so many things just to get that opportunity. But when you get the opportunity on Cox, his defense is so unconventional. How do you prepare for a finish?
Yeah, and listen, I mean, so that gets me thinking, maybe Cox is prepared for that lefty high crotch. I mean, Bo does shoot a lot. Now, Jaden typically down block goes behind this way, but Jaden's down block go behinds, they rival anyone in America. And so maybe that's something Jaden's looking. Bo's going to get impatient. I'm looking for him to shoot lefty high crotch. Boom, down block, go behind. And that's how he's planning on scoring some easy points in this match.
So he's going to take the wily veteran role. It's like, hey,
I have 23 or 24.
Yeah, for a 24-year-old guy, he's pretty experienced. But yeah, maybe he's banking on, and there's something to be said for a guy that has, an archive of experiences at the world level stage.
He's felt a lot of those feels at the world level. Those guys.
So it's like, I'm going to wait this guy out. I know I can be more patient than this guy. He's so, like with Nickal, he's so offensive-minded that there could be the tendency for him to get frustrated and just pull the trigger and not be as disciplined or mature as he should be in those situations. And maybe Cox is actually relying on that fact.
So I think that's it. Matt doesn't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. These matches are going to be outstanding. That's Saturday Final X, Jaden Cox, Bo Nickal.